Trump claims a big progress in tariff talks with Japan after surprise appearance at negotiations. April 18, 2025. Donald Trump said there was big progress after directly participating in the trade negotiations with a Japanese delegation in Washington, even as both sides made little headway other than an agreement to meet again. Japan, which was hit by a 24% blanket tariffs along with an existing 25% duty on automobiles during Mr. Trump's Liberation Day announcement, was one of the first countries to formally kick off negotiations, an early test of Washington's willingness to cede ground on the duties. Although the blanket tariff on Japanese imports has been paused for 90 days, a 10% universal rate remains in place, as does the duty for cars, a mainstay of Japan's export-reliant economy. Japan's automobile sector, which comprises 20% of the total exports, could lose $17 billion in export potential in the US due duties, according to reports. A great honor to have just met with the Japanese delegation on trade. Big progress, Mr. Trump said on social media without adding details about the negotiations. Tokyo had not expected Mr. Trump to participate in what it viewed as a preliminary fact-finding mission, sources familiar with Tokyo's planning told Reuters, and it had been hoping to limit the scope of discussions to trade and investment matters. Mr. Akazawa gave little away about the details of the discussions but said the parties had agreed to hold a second meeting later this month. He added that Mr. Trump said getting a deal with Japan was a top priority. However, defense may have been on the agenda according to reports. Mr. Trump earlier said the issues of how much Tokyo pays towards hosting U.S. troops in Japan, the biggest U.S. overseas deployment, would also be discussed in Wednesday's meeting. There are still gaps between the respective stances of Japan and the U.S., Mr. Ishiba said in Tokyo on Thursday. Negotiations going forward won't be easy, but President Trump said he intends to position talks with Japan as top priority. The Japanese trade negotiator spoke with U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick for 75 minutes, the Japan Times reported. Mr. Trump met with Mr. Akazawa for 50 minutes before formal talks began. I truly appreciate that President Trump took the time to meet with me today. Mr. Bessent had previously said he is hoping to strike deals that would cover tariffs, non-tariff barriers, and exchange rates, though Tokyo had lobbied to keep the latter separate. Possible Japanese investment in a multi-billion-dollar gas project in Alaska could also feature, he added. By The Independent, story by Alicia Rohamonsaka, April 18, 2025.